work with him, and that's how it materialized for me. I don't know how Rob got involved. Rob is manager, because the manager can't get him work anyway.
Pat Cooper, Rob Bartlett appearing in Rant and Rave, it's called. Now through November 21st at the Seven Angels Theater in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Yes.
And then Stanford the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of December.
Right.
What's the name of the theater? I don't know.
The Stanford Center for the Arts.
The Stanford Center.
Hey, Pat, you know Rob is in my new movie, Paper One.
Well, how come
I
I'm not
viewed
in
it
your
the other
movie?
day,
How come?
Pat.
Let me ask you a question. You
He
love
was
me so
great.
much, I never did a walk-on with you.
Excuse me, he's an actor.
I worked with
True
De Niro,
actor.
you stiff. You stiff. You big stiff.
You carried De Niro's
I
bag.
worked with De Niro. I was in 3 scenes with De Niro, and you turn around, one big cop, and you didn't even get paid. That goes to show you what kind of a cop you were.
Wait a minute, he's talking about me, Pat. No, excuse me. You were fabulous playing that, you played the,
well, look, you don't even know what you played.
No, he played the agent.
He played a bloated corpse.
He played the theatrical agent, and I'm going to tell you
He did not play a bloated corpse.
I shaved my head and I played you.
I get it.
I don't understand it. Here's a guy that loves you. He loves you.
No.
Pat, I love you. Anything you want. You know, don't figure we're going to do Michael's thing anytime you want. I'm making a movie, yeah. What happened? Goodbye, Pat.
How come Pat was in your movie?
Because there was no part of it between Rob.
I do
Rob
any
or
part.
Pat.
No, Rob's
It
got
was
his...
between
Listen, I
Rob.
could have played the lead. Give me
No,
a
it
break.
was between Rob and you, Pat, and I think Rob is
Well,
a better
can I
actor.
tell you
What's the
something?
deal with one
Can I
tough
tell you
cop?
something?
You got
If
stripped
I
on the
lost it...
deal?
Well, you know what happened with that? I'm going to
No.
tell you the truth. We filmed that movie with this chump face in California, Michael Mendelsohn,
Right.
Patriot Pictures. So they came to me, and they bought the rights. Day one of principal photography, they're supposed to give me $350,000, right?
Right.
So we're filming a movie. We're filming it up in Toronto and New York, back and forth. So they say to me, "Bo, can we defer you $350,000? We'd like to put it in a movie." Now, the movie cost about $7.5 million to make.
That
So-
movie cost $7.5 million.
Hey, give me a break.
Yeah, somebody
kidding.
robbed. Yeah, obviously somebody robbed money there.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
seen
mean-
The
that?
investigation's on.
That movie cost $7.5 million?
So what really pissed me
The
off...
movie was filmed in a cop car.
No,
What are you talking
that
about?
was a good movie. So listen to this. So they
Half of it was in rails and the rest was out in the street.
no, it was
That
nothing.
cost $7.5 million?
No, it was in Rayos. That was not
Well,
Rayos.
whatever.
And what happened was it was on Showtime the other
And
day.
Stephen Baldwin, how much do you have to pay him?
I think he got $1 million.
Oh, get out of
For
here.
what?
For-
Stephen
to do
Baldwin
what?
got $1 million?
Yeah.
To prove he couldn't act?
No, he's a great actor.
He's not a great actor.
He's not acting,
So-
he's delivering mattresses.
So I then...
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Being,
No, you
being,
call 1-800 mattress, he answers the phone.
Yeah, no, Joseph Abud answers the phone with his homos. Now, but let's go back to this now. Let's go back to this. Now, being a good guy, and when they asked me to do this, I do the right thing
You
first.
deferred the money.
And I thank
Yeah, that's an
and I
idiot.
thank the good Lord. I thank the good Lord that I'm in a financial state where I really didn't need the money so bad.
Yeah,
so I said,
well.
hold on to the money, pay me at the end of the 6 months, right?
What happened?
6 months passes by. They fold the corporation. They tell me this. They tell me that. Finally, I call the guy up there in California, this Mendelsohn chump face, and Carl Icahn then buys it for like $32. He's running around making money off. He don't own the rights, Carl Icahn. And beware, Mr. Icahn, I am investigating a lawsuit against you because you don't own the rights. Your rights were never owned because they didn't pay me the money.
I'd rather you didn't settle all these scores
I
on
cannot
this.
believe
What? What? Excuse me.
It's
It's a public forum.
Call him.
It's a
on
forum.
the telephone and work it out.
All right, but you asked me a question. So $350,000, I feel as though, I got screwed. But it's not over with yet.
Pat, jump in here.
Gone with the wind didn't
I
have
tell
this
you who
kind
got
of
screwed.
problem.
The people who coughed up $8.
There's
to
a
see
movie that lasted one day. One day,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
now there's
that thing went to-
$350,000, $79 million.
It opened at 8. It went to video. It was in Blockbuster
Wait a minute.
at noon.
It's on radio now.
It was on AMC.
That's exactly right. Right here now with comment and observation on headline issues of the day. I'm Mr. Washington senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Good to be here. In fact, a miracle to be here. Imus in the morning. I mean, given that I'm dead and everything. But as always, I thank you for the invite. Now then, let's get right down to cases. As you're aware, there is much to compel our attention today, Dado. Disasters on every hand, it seems. Terrible human suffering. We're also within 100 days of the new millennium and all that portends. The Mets suck, as you've been admirably responsible in pointing out. But overriding all of these, as I'm confident you're aware, is the issue, Iman, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. David Hasselhoff is leaving Baywatch. What the hell is he thinking about? You know, the guy's always looked a little bit like a Nancy boy to me, if you know what I'm saying? Very feminine features, you know? And he wants out of Baywatch to, get this now, go do Broadway? Excuse me? Is 2 and 2 starting to add up to 4 here for you? You get my drift? So long, Catalina. Hello, Fire Island. Anyway, to other matters, Donald. Speaking of East Timor, here's a question for you. Why? Bubber Clinton couldn't make the case for Kosovo, for Christ's sakes. Now, East Timor? Do you know what our interest is in East Timor? I'll tell you exactly. They send a coffee bean to Starbucks. No, honest. That's it. Starbucks gets one of their coffee bean flavors from East Timor. If East Timor sank into the Indian Ocean tonight with every last living soul on board, do you think Sandy Berger would know the difference? Or anybody else, for that matter? Hell no. Oh, digressing. Have you seen Berger on any of the talk shows trying to defend Bubber letting those Puerto Rican dynamite boys go? He actually sweats large, JD, and sounds like Mel Tillis on Lutes. It's pitiful. What's next for the pant load, by the way? He frees John Gotti to get Hillary New York's Italian vote? Springs Noriega to nail down that crucial Panamanian constituency? Rounds up the skinhead faction by giving Terry Nichols clemency? Oh, and good news for Bill Clinton, JD. Something to further his legacy, in my view. Heidi Fleiss is out of the pen. I don't know if he had anything to do with springing her, but she's out. Hallelujah. Now, I know Bubber's broke, but maybe Terry McAuliffe could stake him to a couple of nights of living La Vida Loca, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, McAuliffe coughed up $1.3 million for the Pantload and Pantloadette's new house in Chappaqua. What's a couple of hundred to this guy for a lap dance or two for his president? It's only patriotic, right? Oh, speaking of that sort of thing, I heard you chatting with Peter Moss the other day about his new book, The Terrible Hours, the man behind the greatest submarine rescue in history. Now, I don't know about you, but I gotta confess, when I first heard it, I didn't know if it was about a submersible warship from 1939 or Ted Kennedy's PR guy from 1969. Ouch! Gratuitous, I know. But nevertheless, the way it is, up the Dickscope Periscope today, Dono. Target acquired by Dick Nixon, once the Commander-in-Chief of all forces, as President of the United States.
Every day there's valuable information inside the New York Times that can make your life richer and...
This exposure. This is my business.
Right.
I do Bob Grant. I do Joey Reynolds. I do Imus. I do Stern.
Joey
And a lot of
Reynolds?
people... I love Joey. Joey's a sweetheart of a guy.
He's a creep. We work with him.
Where do you work with him? Where'd you ever work with Joey Reynolds?
NBC.
You work with Reynolds Rap. That's what you work with.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
In other words,
Fine, okay, that's fine.
I work with
That's fine.
everybody.
That's fine.
So they get
that's so
offended.
fine.
People get offended and kiss
Fine.
kiss my producer.
Well, you guys talking about Martin Short now. What's his problem?
He needs Pat Cooper on his show. That's his problem. He really does. He doesn't. You know, you keep getting the same guest. You know, try something different. Get people who come from a different area.
What show
who got
does
a
he
great
have?
comedic mind, huh?
What show does he have?
He has a
Martin
thing
Short
opposite
Show.
Oprah Winfrey, the Martin Short Show.
It's a talk show?
It's a talk
TV?
show.
And he's a giant talent. This man is a giant of a talent, but he has to get somebody to bounce off. And
Why
tell
would he
Bernie-
have a... why
Bernie
did he do the
Brillstein,
talk
his
show?
manager, should tell him that.
Why?
I don't really know.
Those one of those deals where you say no.
I'm sorry?
They offer you the talk show, you say no. You say, I don't want to do it.
I turn down things that I know I can't do.
Yeah.
These people they say, oh, I can do it. You can't.
No.
You give them a knife, say, open a guy's brain, they'll do it, even though they know they can't do it.
Yeah.
This is our problem today. Everybody's a talk show.
Yeah, bad
See, guys like you got lucky. You know, you happen to squeeze in. Nobody was looking.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
Bingo.
So,
See, this is why I'm working with him. I don't have to do a thing. I just sit back. He goes,
We didn't have to get it. We had a stick.
you know, and I don't have to do nothing.
well, unlike your role here at the Imus Morning program, which you act as though you don't have to do anything.
You know, why would you say such a hurtful thing?
I don't know, but I mean, we're stalling for time, and we've got 26 minutes to kill.
So-
and why not kill you in the meantime?
Pat took a breath. Sure,
Yeah.
exactly. Pat
Pat
took a breath.
so we could get some in.
Let's start hammering on the robin.
Yeah.
No, I thought
Right.
the highlight of this program was talking about chicken breasts.
So
that
you
was the highlight.
so you two, you do a matinee tomorrow now?
We do a matinee tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's what we do, and then we do the following week the same thing, and then it's over.
Is there a show Sunday night?
Yeah, Sunday night, 7 o'clock.
Right.
We keep pumping oil. We keep pumping.
So what time is the matinee? 2?
2 o'clock and
yeah,
7.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock and 7
And
o'clock.
how long's the show last?
An hour and a half.
Well, then what do you guys do?
Then we clean fish.
You have dinner? Or?
Halloween.
We hang out. We go to
we go have
topless
something to
bars.
eat. We have something to eat, and then we sit down and we discuss maybe what we want to do the next show, like quit.
No.
Pat goes out into the lobby and picks up broads. And...
Do you have T-shirts, stuff you guys sell? Or?
No.
No.
See, that's a no.
No.
I don't like that. Bothers me like you have no idea. Like the Smothers Brothers, they sell wine, they sell T-shirts, they sell yo-yos. I mean, give me a break. Open up a Kmart. I swear to you, open up a Kmart.
Well,
these idiots turn around and all they do is sell. Not even the lobby. They just finished his show. They haven't changed a word in 40 years. I mean, the is in the exact place. The is in the exact place.
Well,
and they haven't changed. Now they go out there. You want to buy wine? You want to buy T-shirts? That's what are you people? What is it? Woolworths?
A Rand Rave T-shirt. And
No. Wait. That's that we don't. We don't
guarantee
know.
you guys.
I guarantee you'll
be selling T-shirts.
We sell nothing.
Yeah, we got to sell T-shirts.
Yeah?
I mean, what about the Pat Cooper action figure?
Listen to me. My personal opinion, I want to just do my job, get paid, and go home. I ain't looking to sell. I got records I don't sell, and I can sell them in 2 minutes. I'd rather donate my records to a charity and let them get the money, and that's what I do. I mean, how much money can you make, for crying out loud? Guys, multimillionaire, they keep pumping. Who sells wine in a lobby?
Well, I don't know. It just seemed like a T-shirt thing. Seemed like a good idea. I guess not.
How many T-shirts? I got a T-shirt and I don't sell it.
Right.
It's called Pasta My Ass. I'm on a dish of macaroni. Okay?
The cooking show I'm kind of interested in. Is that on the Food Network?
Is Jerry Ackerlis, my buddy, and I. This is a funny show.
Okay. Is it on anything?
It's not just talking about, let's get the zucchini and cut it in squares and cut it and put it in a blender. This is funny. How to make a sandwich. How to make a sandwich. Nobody knows how to make a sandwich. The secret of a sandwich is not the meat. It's the bread.
Right.
The bread's got to go. When it goes like that, you know it's good bread.
Okay.
You can get bad cold cuts and good bread, it'll work. But if you get good cold cuts and bad bread, it sucks.
Okay.
Trust me.
But where can you see the show? It's not on anything.
Right now, it's in a magazine.
What is?
All right, it's gonna happen. We're trying to sell it to either Comedy the Comedy Channel or BBS or ABC or DEF.
How about the Food Network?
It's look, anybody go on the Food Network because it's food.
No.
I want everybody to go on the Comedic Network because this is a funny show.
Oh, I see.
It's funny. Like when I look for the perfect meatball. That kind of thing.
Right.
Fun.
Right. It seemed like it would fit with the Food Network.
Turn around and say, now you parfait this, and then you fuck the fagua, and the fagua and the duck, and you beat the daylights out of the cow. Give me a break. My mother had a spoon. She started everything we ate. We only had one pot, one fork, one knife. These guys got Brazil and slicing and grabbing and kicking and beating. And then you got to make sure the bird ain't gay. If the bird's gay, it can't saute right. You got to watch out it's on a lesbian duck, and the turkey don't do. And give me a break. We turn around and says, you want to eat? Yeah, now. You go out dining, right? You go out dining, it costs you $200. Then you got to go home and have a sandwich. So why not just turn around and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you do. The frittata was our McDonald's years ago. The frittata is potatoes and eggs and eggs with onions. Today a frittata in a restaurant say, could you make me frittata? I'll talk to the chef. It's $13. Are you sick? Are you sick? That's what's happening. Are you sick? Frittata is healthy.
Which magazine is it in?
Huh?
Your food show.
Empty.
And what?
It's an empty magazine. We haven't gotten in the magazine yet. We haven't got nothing. I'm plugging the damn thing, hoping we get somebody to put it on the air.
It seemed like a great idea.
Why do you think I did this show for? I mean, give me a break. We're trying to pump this thing.
Okay. 3 donuts? 22 till the hour.
There are 3 important growth stages of the Vessellus humanus: the larval, the pupa, and the ripe vessel. The route of travel to the ripe vessel begins at the portal tube, passes through it, and exits here, in the brain.
Hey, did you see me on Larry King last night?
See you? I was you on Larry King last night.
Gramercy Pictures presents another film by Spike Jones, Being Don Imus.
There's a tiny door in my office, and it takes me inside the I-Man. I actually experience what it's like to be him.
Unspeakable horror.
There's no such thing as a hole in somebody's brain.
Yes, there is. I see the world through your eyes, and then after about 15 minutes, I'm dumped into a ditch outside Santa Fe.
A vicarious, existential journey through mind and madness.
The I-Man is tired, and here's what the I-Man's tired of. The I-Man's tired of fat people occupying his brain.
The line that delineates reality and illusion has never been so blurred.
Get out of my subconscious, you fat
It's cramped in here.
What do you want, you moose? You're 600 pounds and you're inside my head. Now get the
Out. Janet Maslin of the New York Times says being Don Imus is one of the most frightening film experiences of the decade.
Are you aware of the metaphysical ramifications of this?
Yeah, I can do anything I want and blame it on somebody else.
Being Don Imus.
$200 and you get access to the brain of Imus for 15 minutes. Make them do whatever you want. I've already sold timeshares to Sam Tannenhouse, the Dixie Chicks, and that basketball coach from UConn. Why else do you think Imus would have plugged that hideous book?
Being Don Imus. Rated R.
I didn't eat any hot dogs, honey. It was that fat Rob inside my head. He's the one who ate them.
Always beat the Mavs. By the way, Don Nelson sounds. He's the coach of Dallas. That's going to continue.
I don't think enough of us believe we can really beat them. And until we do, we're never going to. But anyway, it's just another game.
Who cares? That's where Nelly is right now.
Unbelievable.
We suck anyway.
Lakers now in first because the Blazers lost. Jazz beat them in Utah, so there's no longer any undefeated teams in the NBA. Karl Malone had 24. Malone said his team was tired. They had played the night before, but Malone has a theory on being tired.
You're not tired unless you think so.
Good attitude. You think you're tired, you're tired.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're not. That's why he's the mailman.
I don't know what you're talking about. These guys are boring anyway.
Really, I mean, that's Karl Malone. It was just, that game was on, I think, TNT last night or something. You couldn't watch it.
He couldn't pass the post office
You couldn't watch it.
Against the Blazers, the best team in the league.
Oh, awful.
All right, fine. NBA tonight.
Nice
That's
try,
host the
Mike.
Phoenix
For
Suns.
some reason, DirecTV shut off my NBA package, so I have to now resolve that. Did they tell Lauren, by the way, to get on the phone and call DirecTV and ask her why I don't have my basketball package?
Another hardship. What do you need it for? You're shutting it off right away.
I want to watch the Lakers.
Do you have anything on yachting?
Well,
NBA tonight, the Nets host the Suns. Nets, remember, they opened up the season with 3 losses, then they finally beat Washington. Stephon Marbury wants the same type of performance tonight.
We pretty much wanted to reduplicate what we did the last game, but try to hit more shots.
do what?
Reduplicate.
What he shot to hit the buzzer?
Reduplicate.
What the hell was that all about?
Stephon F. Buckley.
Oh, God almighty. What's the deal with Jason Williams? Is he playing now or no?
No, he's not expected back till January, but some feel he'll be back a little earlier.
Now, didn't they sign him to like an $80 million deal?
Yes.
Hasn't played in 3 years.
He hasn't played since they signed him, right?
Well, that's correct.
Wasn't he injured all of last year?
Yes, he'll be okay though.
Just yucking it up.
He just had right place, right time for that
Just
sign.
running
He
his mouth
deserved
all
every
over
cent.
town.
Why?
Because he's one of the good guys.
No, but just because you're a good guy doesn't mean it's to give you $80 million. If they give you $80 million to play basketball, I mean, a fundamental requirement would be that you play basketball.
How about second in the NBA in rebounding?
My doorman is a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about?
When he plays, when he's healthy, he's a great player.
He hasn't played in 2 years.
They didn't know he was going to
always
get hurt
hurt.
for crying out loud.
Give the money back.
Be a man. Get out there. Willis Reed the damn thing.
Yeah, how about that? How about limping on there in the
His
final
leg
minutes?
was broken.
Oh, God.
What do you expect from him?
I expect him to suck it up.
Before the leg, it was some little knee problem.
Oh, he's always like a Bill Walton.
Not like
He
a
gets a
collapsed
hangnail
lung or
and he's
anything.
out.
His
No,
knuckle is hurting.
unbelievable.
A little hurty.
His what? His what, Bernie?
Mike said, what, his lung went down? What did you say, Mike?
Oh, I thought
It's
you
not
said
like his lung
knuckles
collapsed.
hurt. Oh, God. 9 minutes till the hour here on there. Pretty good, huh, Pat?
I tell you, this is really amazing. Between a cat and dribbling and a guy. Well, what are you doing? I got a broken leg. Give him crutches.
Mike Breen continues.
And a sad note for baseball, Wade Boggs apparently is going to announce tomorrow he's retiring from baseball.
How's that a sad note?
Yeah.
He's one of the all-time great hitters.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
a
a guy's
jerk.
playing for the Devil Rays or somebody. I mean, who cares? Get out.
He could have become the first player in Major League history to get 200 hits while over 60 years old.
Well, Wade Boggs, I mean,
Get out.
get out.
Schmuck.
Well, he is. What a loser.
Well, we wish him all the
One
luck
of
in
those
the
guys
world.
cheating on his wife, wasn't he? One of those guys? Wasn't that his deal?
He had a
He's
problem once.
Creep. Get him out. He's a creep.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Well,
How about
Totally
forgiveness?
no, we're not forgiving him. He's a creep. Get
Maybe
out.
you could change. You thought Al Gore was a creep. Now look at you.
I didn't. I said I thought Al Gore was a phony, which I think he is a phony.
But he was an evil person.
Maybe he's not evil, but I mean...
But you said that. You said that, though.
I understand it. Well, that could have been a little hyperbole.
With conviction for months.
By the way, I don't think Al Gore would be a guy in the Oval Office getting a Hummer from a fat intern.
That's what they thought about the president.
But no, I never thought that about him. I never said that about him. What do you mean? I went down to Washington and made fun of him.
You told people to vote for him.
I understand it, but I still made fun of him when he was before we knew he was getting a Hummer from the intern.
Oh yeah?
Your mama.
Well, what's the vice president going to? He admits that he took tobacco money after his sister died of lung cancer.
Well, Boggs,
what are you going to do? What are you going to say then?
Boggs admitted he had an affair. What are you going to do there?
I don't know.
Let's move on.
I mean, people can draw their own conclusions. You have to, if the vice president admits that he hires a guy who fought tobacco legislation to handle his PR and he thinks that's fine, what are you supposed to say to him?
You have no backbone.
What do you mean? Well, hello.
You have no spine.
What would you have said to him? What would you have said to him?
I'd have made him hung up the phone crying.
Oh, you wouldn't have done anything. I'll give you an opportunity to talk to him.
Okay.
Next time he's on, we'll let you ask the question.
Yeah.
Great. Bring it on. Come on, you step.
No, 2 seconds of
idiot.
that.
About 2 seconds, and then it's over. And then nobody's ever on.
Exploiting those family tragedies for political gain.
Well,
what's up with that, you jerk? Huh?
You know.
The pervert's the greatest president ever of all time? What do you want? Acid or something here, stupid?
Well, thanks, Al. You agree.
Oh, he wants to come back on, by the way, and I'll let you ask the question.
Go.
Oh, okay. You
no fear, baby.
No, nothing.
Vice President, my brother from another mother.
Oh, get out of here.
Hello, darling.
Imus in the morning.
All right, for the new millennium, do you resolve to get more organized? Well, Grim.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
What are you doing on another remote?
Well, we like coming on these. We like to go out and meet people.
A man your age should not be traveling.
Well,
I see you sitting up there on the stage, reading out things.
Yes.
The audience just sitting there listening to every word.
Yeah.
You're going to be reading bingo numbers in 5 years.
Well.
Hey, I heard NASCAR really hit the jackpot.
Yes, they did.
NBC's going to do it.
Yeah.
You know who works for NBC, don't you?
Well, no. Well, yeah. Well, some.
My favorite sportscaster.
That would be
Mike Breen.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe he could do the NASCAR races. He's a great basketball announcer.
He's very good. Yes, he is.
Maybe just like in basketball, he can have sex with Jeff Gordon like he does with Ewing. Hey, is Warner okay?
Warner's fine. Why?
Yeah.
I heard him talking about the Providence Steamrollers.
Right.
Well,
he was their first play-by-play guy. I like his prediction on the fight, though. He's not right on too many fights.
I disagree with him, by the way. I think Holyfield's going to win this fight.
He thought Gentleman Jim Corbett was going to lose, too. So, I-Man.
Yeah.
Do you see that fight with Barkley and Shaq?
Yes, actually, I did see it.
Reminded me of one of your 10 o'clock meetings. I wish they'd suspend you for a couple of days.
Yeah. Kind of let me know when we get to the end of this, okay, Bill?
Good to talk to you, I-Man.
Maybe send up a flare or something.
Here's a flare for you. So long now.
Thank you very much, Bill. Andy Rooney this week is investigating an SOS. Andy?
Have you been following the political news out of the state of New York recently? I have. At least to the degree that I can tolerate it. There's quite a bit, it seems. Hard to avoid, really, if you live and work around these parts, as I do. The featured match right now is the Senate race, pitting against each other two of the most hateful people ever to negotiate a birth canal, Hillary Clinton and Rudolph Giuliani. The only thing I can see that separates the two is that one of them, Hillary Clinton, has accomplished exactly nothing in her entire life, and the other, Giuliani, has accomplished a lot. They're both hard asses with tempers that make John McCain look like a Hare Krishna on lithium. Anyway, the race, while tedious, does have its mildly interesting aspects. Like, when did Rosie O'Donnell, the Pork Chop Challenge talk show host, become a political action committee? Committee, did I say?
Yeah.
Hell, that's a political action mob. She's about one ring-ding away from having to leave a wake-up call with a forklift driver, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, with her behavior lately, I don't know about you, but I think she should have to register as some sort of, well, I hate to say fat cat, some sort of lobbyist or the other.
Oh, good.
She's killing Rudy Giuliani, the mayor guy, and doing it on her nationally syndicated TV show. It's what I call the SOS factor that seizes so many of these showbiz types when they realize even the most remote degree of public acclaim. Suddenly they're all-knowing sages, savants, dispensers of deep and profound wisdom. And by gosh, it's their duty to share their enlightenment and erudition with the rest of us so we can make some sense out of our otherwise lost and ignorant lives. I'm reminded of Barbara Streisand counseling Colin Powell as she got faced on the Chardonnay. Now, Rosie is counseling Giuliani on how to run New York City.
Yeah.
And thank God, because all the mayor has been able to do on his own, without Rosie's input, is to make it possible to step outside your door without having 4 civic-minded citizens write a receipt in your forehead with a box cutter for the wallet they just lifted from you. Things like that.
Yeah.
Economic prosperity, clean streets, asking homeless people to do something for getting a roof over their head. That's what really rankles Ms. O'Donnell at the moment, that concept, the work for compensation idea.
Oh.
What puzzles me about Rosie and her associates, you know, the Pavlov people who go on her show to nod vigorously, it was Tim Robbins the other day, the Baldwin brothers, Kim Basinger, Susan Sarandon, you know, this decade's Martin Sheen, Alan Alda, Shirley MacLaine, and the rest. Anyway, what puzzles me is why they each don't take a vagrant home with them. Put them up in the guest room. I suppose not. No, they'll just continue telling all of us how to manage our affairs. Rosie and the rest of the anti-fur freaks and PETA pests who are SOS compulsives. Well, that's Sinead O'Connor syndrome, by the way. Well, since I feel sorry for Rosie and her misdirected ilk, I'm starting my own PETA organization for them. People for the Ethical Treatment of Holes. Do us all a favor, Rosie. Either eat a little more and blow up, or get over yourself and shut up.
Imus in the morning.
Nonsense.
I know.
Carlos, baby.
I know, it's awful. Anyway, McEnroe's here, and he's caused trouble already this morning.
Yep.
On a couple of fronts. He went dissing the I-man, 1, already. 2, he's going to L.A., and they're going to go into a Laker game with Pat O'Brien. He has a sort of an excuse.
We're gonna do L.A.
McEnroe's wife is an actor, and so she's out there apparently doing something. And so that's his excuse for going out there.
That's pretty weak.
That's a very weak excuse. And to be in the limo, will you be in the limo with? Well, of course you will.
Of course.
You'll be in the
with
limo.
Going to Spago's.
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. Let's go to the audio tape.
Thanks, Warner. Here's Patrick McEnroe. Good morning, Mr. McEnroe.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. I'm still waiting for my intro.
Well, we're
Coming
up.
up. The creative
We'll do it today.
juices.
We'll do it today.
Creative juices.
Can't rush these.
We'll work on them
Want
today.
to be perfect.
Yeah.
Right, Charles. The number 88 Ford that Dale Jarrett drove to win his 3rd Daytona 500 was on display yesterday at the winning car induction ceremony at Daytona, USA. Ford dominated the Great American Race, took the top 5 spots, and Jarrett is happy to be in his Ford.
I'm just very, very fortunate to be the lucky guy that gets to sit behind the wheel of this number 88 Ford Credit of Ford Quality Care of Taurus.
Stay with that driving, Dale.
Wait a minute.
You're the man in the car, not with the mic. In the NBA, the Miami Heat continue to struggle, losing to Detroit Pistons 95-87. I'm sure that makes you unhappy, Imus.
Actually,
Pat Riley.
I like Pat Riley, actually. Yeah.
Great coach, but not getting it done down south. Grant Hill with 24 points, 9 boards, and 6 assists to lead the Pistons. Alonzo Mourning led Miami with 20, but he's undeterred, even by the broken nose that he suffered in the loss.
Man, I don't care about my nose right now. I mean, I'm still breathing. But it's a broken nose. I'll be back to play on Wednesday.
Get him out there. So, tough guy.
Well,
Knicks over the Clippers 87-76. Allen Houston with 24. And Lakers, the I-Man's Lakers, take on the New Jersey Nets tonight at the Meadowlands. The Lakers have won 7 in a row. Defending NCAA champs in men's basketball, University of Connecticut blown away by the Storm. St. John's dominated UConn 79-64 in a Big East matchup at Madison Square Garden last night.
Which has a payroll nearly to match the Lakers. Yes, St. John's.
Good grief.
St. John's backcourt controlled the game as Eric Barkley led the way with 22. UConn's backcourt went 0 for 16.
By the way, Jim Calhoun's got to stop whining about off-court distractions. Get the team to play.
I'm sure they're totally clean up in UConn. Storrs, Connecticut. People were dying to go play there. Stanford, by the way, the new #1 team in the national polls. From the NFL, running back Corey Dillon is under contract with the Cincinnati Bengals, but clearly not too happy being with Cincinnati. Here he is on radio station KJR in Seattle.
I'm not slamming my team. It's just the point of I want to win, and I don't see it winning down in Cincinnati.
No, I'm not slamming my team. We're just not going to win. Well, slamming there. More from the NFL. Chuck Smith, former Falcons linebacker, just signed a new deal with the Carolina Panthers. Remember, this is a guy who knocked out Panthers quarterback Kerry Collins a couple of years ago. Got sort of a rap, does Chuck Smith, as one of the dirtier players in the league. Will the fans welcome him in Carolina?
Doesn't matter. I don't play to have the fans cheer for me. They cheer for me because of my style of play. That's good. But if they boo me, that's a sign of respect.
This is the guy who's one nightclub appearance away from stabbing somebody. By the way.
He's going to be on another NFL list soon, one that continues to grow. Spring training underway in Florida and Arizona. Ricky Henderson, surprising no-show. Apparently he was playing cards in Vegas over the weekend, so he hasn't shown up at camp for the New York Mets. Ken Griffey Jr., of course, creating the whirlwind in Cincinnati with his appearance at camp in Sarasota. And Pedro Martinez, Cy Young Award winner in the American League last year, didn't show up at Boston Red Sox training camp. And here's manager Jimmy Williams.
Pedro, he'll be here. Don't worry about Pedro. He'll be okay. He'll be here. I understand he'll arrive today. Probably be here tomorrow. Yeah. It's okay.
Did he ever call and check in or anything?
It's okay. Everything's all right. Don't get too excited here.
Jimmy, yeah. Doing his best Jack Nicholson imitation.
Something.
Pounding on the table. He'll show up.
Man, I don't know. I think I might have
losing it early. And finally, from spring training, how about Garth Brooks? He's shown up again. I knew you'd love this.
God.
This time he's with
the Mets.
The New York Mets. And what will Garth's contribution to the Met players be?
I look at my contributions here and what my thing can be. And one of my things I want to make sure these guys remember is the love of the game. I hope they see the newness in me that they had 10 years ago when they came to the game. And I hope some of the basic fundamentals that they have to run back over with me kind of brings it back to them, too, because that's what this game's all about.
Well, it's just so wonderful.
Oh, God, won't he just go away?
I just hope they learn from me. I make $10 billion an album. Maybe they'll like to enjoy the game much as I love making albums.
Patrick McEnroe here in the Imus Morning Program. And now from Prescott Valley, Arizona, here's old Lucy. Good morning, Lucy.
How are you?
How far are you from Paulden?
Oh, we're going to go. Well, I'm just down towards Prescott 10 miles, coming in from the north, and turn left, head east, and 10 more miles to Prescott Valley.
You know, I used to live in Paulden. Did you know that?
Yes. No, actually, I didn't. I knew about Seligman or whatever, but no, I didn't know that. No, it's very big now. They're all getting big.
In Paulden, yeah. My dad actually used to own Paulden.
Well, anybody owns Paulden today is going to be a rich man eventually. All of us up here, we're all going to be rich if we all do that. I'm calling about W.
Oh, yeah, he really is just...
Well, you know what?
You know something? Let me just say this right now.
All right.
I would vote for Al Gore before I'd vote for George Bush.
You and me both.
So, oh my God.
I've done a big...
I mean, that's saying a lot.
I've done a big study on Barbara Bush, and she comes off like the mom of the world, but underneath all of that, she's kind of a bitch. And
I don't think we need to go there. Do you?
Lucy.
I mean, come on, Lucy.
But what I'm saying is, it isn't that she personally is, but she's.
How far are you from the liquor store, by the way?
Not that
Prescott
far.
Valley.
But I think he's sort of a mama's boy.
Yeah, we know that.
You know what I mean?
Here's how much I hate George Bush. I'll vote for Al Gore first. I won't vote for Al Gore, but I would. Give it a choice. What are you shaking your head about?
That's amazing.
Well, that's how much. I mean, that's what a low-rent weasel George Bush is. Oh, God almighty.
Imus in the morning.
Joe, business owner. Yes, I am. You know what? Here is Ron Insana now from CNBC. Good morning, Mr. Insana.
Yeah.
You know, what's the matter?
Light bulb head?
Yeah. Well, I sure get the feeling, though, I mean, and just in listening between the lines, that this is an aberration.
It's not so much that it's an aberration. It's having a wonderfully beneficial effect on the economy. It's boosting productivity. It's allowing new industries to emerge.
Hang on just a second. I'm trying to get my headphone cord around my neck so I can hang myself when you're talking.
No. I'd be happy to help.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
How did your little kissy-face interview go with a fat pervert who was occupying the Oval Office last night?
As opposed to the grilling you gave the vice president?
Oh, Ronnie!
Two homers back to back.
Oh, my God. Pretty good.
In the financial services business of lending or leasing, the world is more competitive.
Here now, America's most politically diminished figure, billionaire industrialist and Reform Party founder, H. Ross Perot.
I'm damn proud to be on your show, Larry. Let's just cut right to it. I'm on here tonight for reasons you might never suspect. Now, I have never been a big fan of Bill Clinton, as you probably already know. But, Larry, I am also a compassionate man. I've been through every ugly and nasty step of the Clinton presidency with everybody else in this country. I don't condone a single solitary thing. But by golly, when somebody puts up on their website that Bill Clinton's got a curly fry where most men got a pecker, I've just got to call them on it. This is the new low point of the Clinton administration. Jeff Toobin, this boy who's written that there vast conspiracy book about us having a pervert for president, revealing how Paula Corbin Jones told the courts that Bubba's got a 5-inch long skeeter Peter that ain't no bigger around than a quarter. Are you hearing me, Larry? There is now an official notarized court document in Jeffrey's book and on the World Wide Web showing Bill Clinton's erect penis is roughly the size of a Jimmy Dean brown and served sausage link, but just not nearly as attractive. How do you go on, Larry? How do you face the world knowing that everybody, and I do mean everybody, now has got the message that you, supposedly the most powerful man on the planet, a lady killer, has got a linguini weenie. And not only that, but a linguini weenie that, I guess, is twisted up worse than a slinky toy. It's just sad. And I got the resources to do something about it. I am not going to let the office of the presidency suffer any more humiliation, Larry. I am here tonight to offer the assets of my personal fortune to underwrite the cost, whatever it is, of penis enlargement surgery for William Jefferson Clinton. Larry, write this down. I am here to subsidize Bill Clinton's I don't want the boy getting under his own hood, running his zipper south, and having to get 5 Secret Service agents to fish around in there to locate the damn thing. I don't want my president trying to negotiate with Fidel Castro and Gaddafi and all them Ayatollahs and whatnot, and having them calling him Bug Dick every time he turns his back. Hell, Larry, the shocking thing ain't that the President of the United States and Monica Lewinsky had oral sex, it's that they had any sex. Now we can understand how come he stuck that cigar where he did, just trying to keep her from getting torqued off. You know what the vast conspiracy was? It was him and Carville and Begala and Ickes and all of them there in the bunker trying to cover up the truth about Petergate. Right there's your real world. Shallow throat. Anyway, now that I've made my offer to the president, may I suggest a bumper sticker to kind of sum up the Clinton White House for you, okay? The legacy of this country hick, a damn lame duck with an even lamer You can use that for a mighty small soundbite, Larry. And much obliged for having me on your show.
Well, thanks for answering the president to, think about it.
My thing of love, it's pink and it's circumcised. My thing of love, it's dinky and it's pygmy sized, a bitty weenie, my teeny little thing of love. My thing of love, it's small, it curves to the right, it's thin, but not wide. Thick as a 1/4 inches high, that's what I'm packing, my teeny little thing of love. I say go baby, and act like I'm so cocksure, but it's just crazy. I got a cocktail wiener, I'm hung like a cigarette. chicks to lie on their backs, but when I input, my third leg ain't even half a foot. That's what I'm packing. A teeny little thing of love. I try to be cool, relax, and get chicks to lie on their backs. I know what they like, so I wear a strap on like a diesel stock, and I'm ready with my teeny little thing of love. My thing of love, it's so short that it makes me sick. My thing of love, good Lord, I got a needle dick like spaghetti. A teeny little thing of love, a teeny little thing of love, a teeny little thing of love. Too short, teeny little thing of love, real small, a teeny little thing of love. So big. Teeny little thing of love. That's right. A teeny little thing of love. So big. Teeny little thing of love. Willie and Millie got mad last fall. They had a little Willie Jr. and Patty and all. Well, the baby got famous in his crib, you see. Doing the hand jive on TV. Hand jive. Hand jive. Hand jive. Doing that crazy hand jive. Hey, Imus in the morning.
Jerry Seinfeld warned there was a cancer growing on the presidency, a malignancy that came to infamy as Watergate. Well, at present, there is a fungus growing on our nation's television and radio airwaves, an ignoble ignoramus known as Imus. This boorish broadcasting buckaroo has not only managed to invent his own political philosophy, a nitwit version of neoconservatism, but he has successfully shoved it down the throats of those simpering, sycophantic sob-sisters in the bleeding heart media. The Greenfields, the Russerts, the Quinlan Quislings, who've all swallowed it with a gusto not seen since Monica Lewinsky hobbled the knobgoblin of our chief executive. And who was the star champion of the idiotic I-Man ideology? John McCain, a candidate who has defined himself and his platform by capitalizing on some pathetically paltry POW premise. A notion so weak that I actually find myself in the unenviable position of agreeing with that Cro-Magnon-looking cretin Al Franken. McCain did sit out most of the Vietnam War, while the real He-Man candidate, George W. Bush, was risking his life on a daily basis, flying F-102s in the Texas Air National Guard. John McCain was lounging around a bamboo cage getting fat on rice and maggots. George Jr. was patrolling the borders of Texas, making our nation safe from the threat of Mexican invasion, while the lemming-like McCain desperately sought the approval of his father and grandfather by following in their footsteps to become a naval officer. But unlike Dad and Granddad, Senator McCain didn't make Admiral. Oh, no. He preferred to get shot down over Vietnam so he could cool his broken heels in Hanoi while his buddies were still fighting the good fight. Look at the simple facts, folks. John McCain wouldn't even be a candidate if he'd just been a better pilot. I don't think I want to live in a world where someone like Don Imus, a proponent of Bill Wilson, and once even of Bill Clinton, can rise to prominence as a political pundit. A potty-mouthed shuck-jock whose universal appeal is based upon his sophomoric obsession with penises. A dickhead risen to the status of divine oracle. Marconi Award winner, member of the Radio Hall of Fame, one of Time magazine's most influential people on the planet, and now kingmaker. It should have been me. It could have been me. A man with talent on loan from God. But instead, it's this Quentin Crisp in a cowboy hat who came to fame by screaming, "Are you peaches fuzzy?" If I hadn't put all my trust in that Texas twerp, I'd be the puissant one instead of the pusillanimous one. I don't think I want to live in a world where a negative campaign backed by billions of dollars can be trumped by mere courage and conviction. I may not have served in the armed forces, but I know how hard things were in Vietnamese prison camps. I saw the deer hunter. Look, I can play Russian roulette too. See? Look at this. No more after this.
Now, see CNN, their senior political analyst, Jeff Greenfield. Good morning, Mr. Greenfield.
How you doing?
So what was that like last night at the Apollo Theater?
It was absolutely great.
I actually put a stopwatch on how long you had Bradley on and how long you had Gore on.
How did we do?
Well, you were just about even. It was almost within a couple of seconds.
No kidding. Like, gee, what an accident.
But you know,
what do you think goes on there? We got somebody on here saying you got Bradley 3 minutes. I want Gore to have just. You think this is like, oh boy, we were going to have Bradley on for half an hour.
It's CNN.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I like Walter Isaacson, too. I just thought it was amusing.
But what was the question? Let's get this down. All right,
it's like at the Masters golf tournament when they turn the mic over to one of these guys and they on that wedge on 18. But it was good. Anyway, thank you.
You were the only person who could watch an event at the Apollo Theater and come up with an analogy to the Masters golf tournament.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
All with the political analyst, the late...
Fine. We all know who I am, okay? Excuse me. Thanks a lot, Senator. Is the humiliation over? Ever? And what do you look like now, dude? I'll tell you what, a moron. Why did you have to be so idiotically principled? Well, why couldn't you have just attached yourself to Junior? Gone with the establishment guy. But no. We have to stand on integrity, on honor, virtue, probity, rectitude, and all of that crap. Why couldn't you have just gone with the weasel? Endorsed Bush? What the hell did virtue and all that crap ever get anybody? I mean, look at Bill Clinton. Do you think that two-bit whoremonger rode virtue into the White House? Excuse me, but I don't think so. Do you think those pandering, mud-sucking, dirt-dealing, sanctimonious sewer shills, Pat Robertson, Jerry Falwell, and Ralph Reed, were operating on virtue and integrity, push-polling people, telling them John McCain was, hell, I don't know, the illegitimate son of a coat-hanger abortionist, or whatever the hell they were saying? And I'll swear I would have bet that the people of Michigan would not have bought into the kind of wild-eyed...
Well, maybe we did cover her.
What a friend we have in the I-Man.
Well,
yeah, just got to be prepared.
We had to be prepared.
You never know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Here's Jaleel now. We talked to him yesterday from Boston on line 1. Good morning, Jaleel.
Good morning, Guy, man. As you probably know, I predicted yesterday on your show John McCain will win.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yes, congratulations. But thanks to Pat Robertson, though, I said that because of his dreadful recording, McCain will win.
Well, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's one of the primary reasons. The trailer park triangle, that fat pig Jerry Falwell, and that sleazy, phony Pat Robertson and a little Nazi Ralph Reed is over for him. So
that's correct. But one little message to Senator McCain. Please tell him, stop being funny, stop being serious, and leave the joke to comedians like Bernard and myself. For God's sake, every time I hear him, he comes up with the same joke all the time. Vegetarian, libertarian. Tell him that's enough. Republicans, obviously, doesn't have a funny bone. Leave the joke for later on when he's going to run, when he gets the nomination.
That's fine, Jaleel. I think we've made our point.
Let's be Jaleel Zogby and Jaleel Leno, this guy.
19 till the hour here.
Well, a redneck nerd in a bowling shirt was a Guzman Lone Star beer. Talking religion and politics for all the world to hear. They ought to send you back to Russia, boy, or New York City one. You just want to doodle a Christian girl and you kill God's only son.
Imus in the morning.
All right, let me talk to you now about
What scores? You can't handle scores. Here's Warner Wolf.
Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. Mets designated hitter Darryl Strawberry, who's been tested 3 times a week over the past 9 months by the Florida Department of Corrections, has tested positive for cocaine again. Assuming Strawberry, who will be 38 next month, is suspended for at least the season, certainly it's doubtful he would be able to come back at age 39 after sitting out almost 2 full seasons. So you may have seen Strawberry's last at-bat.
No.
Meanwhile, Ricky Henderson reported to spring training with the Mets yesterday, was asked about that story that he was playing cards in the clubhouse while the Mets were losing to the Braves during last year's playoffs.
No, I did not play cards during the game. Yes, I play cards every day. right, there we go. Let's get that one going.
That's it. He plays cards before and after, but not during.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. That's great.
Breaking stereotypes left and right, that guy.
Well,
Shooting dice.
22, 23, 24 years though playing baseball.
That's right. Give that guy credit,
Guy's
man.
got something.
He's still an offensive threat.
Yeah.
No heart.
And there's a new bidder to buy the Kansas City Royals.
What?
33-year-old Facundo Bacardi.
Yeah.
Who's the CEO of Bacardi Rum.
Wow.
Wants to buy the Royals. There's a combination.
I love this.
That's it. That's what baseball needs. More booze.
Well.
Booze day. Vancouver's Marty McSorley has been suspended indefinitely pending a hearing here in New York today for slashing Vancouver's Donald Brasher across the Temple Monday night. If McSorley did on the street what he did on the ice, he would have already been arrested for assault with a deadly weapon.
Amen.
But here's the payoff. Now, as you know, Vancouver police are investigating the incident. But said Vancouver General Manager Brian Burke, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police should stay out. Leave this to the National Hockey League so we can bury it. NBA last night before a rare full house at the Meadowlands. The I-Man's Lakers beat the Nets 97-89. Shaq Fu, 35 points and 13 rebounds.
Unbelievable.
But,
What?
according to Lakers coach Phil Jackson, the Shaq didn't have a good game.
I thought he shot poorly. He shot poorly to start the game, and he didn't get going and kind of roll we expect him to have. He didn't shoot his free throws well tonight.
Why? What is that?
Well,
It's a good attitude. Don't let him get complacent.
that's exactly right.
Come on, Warner.
Yeah.
You know anything?
A little tough love here, Warner.
The guy dominates the game, and you're saying he had a horrible game?
Well, I mean, he didn't say he had a horrible game. He said he was at a little tough time getting going.
Motivational technique.
Warner Wolf here in the Imus Morning Program. It's 11 minutes till the hour. Here now, nationally syndicated sports columnist Mike Lubica, who we were going to call ourselves, and he's called us. Good morning, Mr. Lubica.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. How are you?
Well, I'm fine this morning because the trailer park triangle didn't get it done.
Yeah, I was getting a little negged out yesterday until McCain got on. I mean, I was asking you last night, does screensaver kick in on Alter's computer when he starts to cry that way?
Well, we did have Jonathan Alder on early yesterday morning, and he sounded...
He sounded more depressed than Jeff Van Gundy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did sound bad. Well, not good, So what's to do with Strawberry?
Oh, man, I think he's going to be gone this time. I think he's certainly going to be gone for the season. Every time he comes back, I wrote this today. Nobody's ever been better at talking the talk than Darryl Strawberry. And he gives us the same sobriety speeches. And, I mean, this time he even wrote a book with his wife. And, it just shows you the difference between how it works in sports and how it works in other areas. I mean, his season began last year with him getting picked up at the corner of Kennedy and Arawana, which is a bad neighborhood in Tampa, with some coke in his pocket, trying to solicit an undercover cop posing as a prostitute. But it ends with him riding through the Canyon of Heroes with the Yankees in the victory parade. And that's always like the prize in the box of Cracker Jacks after he stays sober long enough. And this time his wife's pregnant. Anybody who knows him knows how much he needs this job because he needs the money, because of all the money he's blown in his life. And it just shows you how sick this guy must be to go and get high again, a month before he's supposed to report with the rest of the Yankees. And I don't think this is going to be a Yankee decision or Steinbrenner's benevolence this time. I think Bud Selig's going to come down really hard because he's a multiple offender. He's also a convicted felon for income tax evasion.
What are the circumstances under this? Do we know?
We just know that as part of his probation, he was tested by the Department of Corrections in Tampa. And at some point in the month of January, I think he's down there. I think it happened down there because I think he spends the winter down there. And, he tested positive again.
Of course, having done cocaine, unfortunately, for a number of years, I know that you have to go get it, or somebody has to make it available. It isn't, you have to be someplace where it is, or so. It's not like drinking. I mean, you have to make there's some effort you have to make, or somebody has to make it available to you. So.
Yeah, and you know what the consequences are. If you're him, you couldn't know the consequences any better. This guy. And I'm not, you can't ever compare one person's case to another. Everyone is different, but ultimately, if you're an addict, everybody's is the same. He's got to watch it that he's not going to end up like Robert Downey Jr., Don.
Well, here's what Warner Wolf says in his very fine new book, Let's Go to the Videotape, which is officially being published next week. And Warner
This is why you are who you are.
Warner says the following: what they should do with these athletes, that the Players Association actually and these other people serve as enablers, and even these teams for these people. They should make these athletes, after they sign their deal with the team, they should have to sign an additional agreement. And that is, they should have to agree the first time they get caught, they're out for the season. The second time they get caught, they're out for life. So if you know that and you're in high school, and you're looking at these pros and you're seeing that that's what happens, that it isn't like Steve Howe or it isn't like Darryl Strawberry where you get 7 or 8 chances, then it'll make more of an impact. We're talking about tough love, Mike. We're talking about tough love.
Okay, so you are a Reagan conservative, and you're reaching out to the rest of the party here?
Sort of, yeah. So.
Well, it's, you know what?
What they're doing now is not working.
No, it's not working, and what you do is, the first few times it happens with somebody like Darryl, you're out, you're outraged. How could you throw it away? Now you just read this story, and it's like a file story. You get the call last night, and you say, oh, man, and then you just start writing again because it's happened again and again and again and again. He knew how much he needed this job.
I mean, I've been to enough meetings with people who have stopped doing cocaine. You can stop doing it. So.
And guess what? And people get through the day. People get through the day without making the sobriety speeches that Darryl makes time after time.
You write no book.
Write no book.
Yeah. They will call you later. You're going to be home, or what are you doing? Taking kids to school, or doing the dishes, or what is it?
I'll be by the phone.
Lubricant never has to go to work, by the way.
Oh, that's,
Lives in this mansion up in Connecticut, and it's not FedEx, it just pushes a send button, and this column goes to the paper. When's the last time you were actually in the Daily News building?
Well, where is it?
Used to be a rock and roll junkie, living on the beach in the sand like a clam. But now I'm kind of funky, whoa, yes I am. I'm your methadone maintenance man. Your methadone maintenance man, yeah. La 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 la. One of these days I'm gonna split this scene. Won't need no dope and no soap. I'll be Mr. Clean.
Imus in the morning.
I called 1-800-SLEEPIES for my new mattress.
Don't they have over 100 stores now?
My new bed is great. 1-800-SLEEPYS.
Home delivery was important to me, and I needed it fast.
Sleepy's delivered right away, set it up for me, and even took away my old mattress. And I live in a walk-up.
1-800-SLEEPIES, the mattress professionals.
Get incredible prices on the East Coast's most gigantic selection of Sealy, Serta, and Simmons. Sleepy's President's Week event has been held over. Don't miss it.
It's that incredible price guarantee.
1-800-SLEEPIES.
Who knows mattresses better than Sleepy's?
Nobody. We're holding over our huge President's Week event. Get the best deal you can find, then call 1-800-SLEEPIES. We'll beat your best deal, or we'll give you the mattress free, plus $500 cash. Sleepy's President's Week event. Don't miss it.
We're the mattress professionals doing it right. Trust Sleepy's for the rest of your life.
We have you surrounded. Put down your weapons and come out.
Sergeant. Yeah? Get these people out of here. All right, people. I need you all to move back behind the barricade. Except for you. The guy with the glasses.
Me?
Yeah, you. All right. Now listen, pal. I want you to go in there and I want you to show those thugs who's in charge.
But I mean, how am I supposed to...
Listen, just take my badge and my handcuffs. Oh, here, take my hat, too.
Good thing the police don't treat you like some online brokers do. Well, at National Discount Brokers, we don't think investors should have to fend for themselves. So we offer helpful tools that make everyone more comfortable investing online, like NDB University, an online tutorial that helps teach you the ins and outs of investing. Just another way that, at National Discount Brokers, we take you under our wing.
Okay, I'm coming in. Not coming in.
Visit NDB University at ndb.com. Member NASD SIPC. System availability and response time may vary.
Hey, Bob, carpe a charis and sit your derrieres down.
Huh?
That's Latin for grab a chair and take a load off.
Latin?
Uh-huh. I find even Latin is helping me excel us in business. Sus. For instance, the word mondus has helped me in pluribus ways.
Mondus?
It means world, sort of.
Uh-huh.
Mondus.com, M-O-N-D-U-S. I go to Mondus.com and get bids on everything I need us for business, with thousands of vendors at my beck and call us.
You get bids on computers?
And a Snappium.
Copiers?
Bada bing, bada boomus.
Bada boomus is Latin?
Yepus. Anyway, the other diem, Vini Vidi Vici, Fax Machinas.
I came, I saw.
I conquered a great price for fax machines.
M-O-N-D-U-S, Mondus.com. The bidding starts here.
Now go out there and take the Mondus by stormus, my friendium. Let's do it.
Register today and enter to win a BMW Z3 Roadster. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Open only to residents of the U.S. who are business owners or managers. Sweepstakes ends June 30th, 2000. For official rules, log on to www.mondus.com.
Listen up, this is your mouth talking. Lately, you've been giving me a lot of lip. You know, like cold sores? Now, I don't mean to complain, but mouths don't like cold sores. So get some Herpicin-L. You see, Herpicin-L's not just lip service. Herpicin-L is real medicine with a skin protectant that helps aid healing, emollients to keep your lips from painful cracking, and SPF 36 to help prevent cold sores from forming. So, listen to what your mouth is telling you. No more cold sores. Get real medicine. Herpicin-L.
Use only as directed. Most professors demand better scholarship, but this is a first. Professors who demand better copying.
I'm the manager of the Copy Center on a big campus. A lot of professors request the Xerox Document Center so they can have the clearest graphs, pictures, detailed photos of chemical processes, stuff from the electron microscope. I can give them excellent copies time and time again. You have to see it to believe it.
Imagine getting an A for copying.
Keep the conversation going. Share the knowledge. Call 1-800-ASK-XEROX.
It's coming up on the top there. We have these people who won this, they bid on it at an auction to come in and watch the show.
Yeah.
Look like some rich white couple from someplace.
Yeah.
And so I go in to say hi to them in the studio, and they're in there, and the garlic smell in that studio is like,
what's going on in there?
Man, I don't know. Does anybody else say anything to you, Bernard? Bernard eats raw garlic, you must.
Oh.
What did you have for dinner last night?
I had some Italian food.
Oh, that's okay. There you go.
Because my name ends in a vowel. I have to. I've got to be a garlic eater. Is that it?
No. I'm just talking about.
Slur?
No, it's not a slur. I'm talking about it just smells. God, I mean, it's overwhelming. You need one of those strips that hang in the cabs in there. It's killing us.
Eat a fly
Oh,
strip?
God, eat something. This is WFAN in New York and Infinity Broadcasting Station. I mean, you're killing us.
Eat a fly strip.
Honest to God.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable.
Where do you want to go to, my friend?
Lou, does it bother you?
I smell
Well,
nothing.
nobody's going to say anything because
No,
nobody's going to be honest with you. Well, okay.
It smells great, Bernard.
No, it smells great, Bernard. Who are you kidding?
10 years, I'm numb.
What time did Michelle get here?
About 6:20.
Next time she's late, she's fired. Don't even bother coming in. So, what was the excuse this morning?
Some personal
Oh, okay, that's acceptable. Can have a couple of... But we don't want to have a continuing episodes of personal problems. We understand?
Not at all. That's it.
The answer's no.
She was sufficiently contrite.
Well, fine.
And afraid, I might add.
Well, she should be. Right?
Yeah.
You're asking me? Well,
Hello?
I'm afraid.
You're asking me? What's the problem? I say these are the rules, and when we violate the rules, that's the end of it.
That's it.
I'm not kidding.
You're out of a job.
Yeah, that's all. It's not difficult.
Hit the bricks.
You did that with Darryl Strawberry. You wouldn't be doing cocaine.
That's it.
You just say you do it again, you're out of baseball for the rest of your life.
My way or the highway. You and
That's
your three
all.
kids are back on food stamps.
That's exactly what it is.
Sure.
That's what it is. Now, I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict. I know what I'm talking about.
It's a tough love deal.
That's exactly what it is.
The way to telling you to get your life straightened out.
You either get straightened out or that's the end of it.
You either get it or you get out. That's what you do. You understand what I'm telling you?
Well, I went to rehab back 10 to 12, 13 years ago.
Here we go with the war stories.
God.
Let's get a campfire.
Mighty. Where are the marshmallows?
Bob Wright said to me, the head of NBC, he said, "This is fine. Go down and get yourself straightened out, but this is it.
That's it."
And then in Hazleton, I had...
This is it. You know, and then Suzanne, she sent me inspirational books while I was in rehab. That's why I've been loyal to this guy for all this time. So, they said, fine, you go get yourself straightened out, but that's it. But get straightened out.
No country club, I'll tell you that.
Campfire. I missed work the second day because I was drunk all the time.
Well,
I had a cooler of Heineken's in the limo.
I used to record the time checks and sleep right here on the floor.
You two are going to be without a job.
I was shaking so bad, Chuck.
You're going to be shaking. I'm going to be shaking you like a rag doll, you little red-headed weasel.
And Wolfman Jack came in and said, have mercy.
And then Murray the K. Well, one day we were...
Well, they are pretty tedious, aren't they? God. I've been pretty good about not relating the war stories.
I just one little slip. This week.
3 after the hour.
The Grammy Awards 2000.
And Stefan Dweck's new book is called The Field Guide to White People. It's a trade paperback published by Three Rivers Press, which is a imprint of Random House, and the reason I mention that is because it obviously indicates you can buy it any place.
Yeah.
Usually it's, we can get it at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and it's probably at the checkout stand at a lot of bookstores.
Well, we hope so. It's in our trunk in the back of the cab.
Well, what's the most unusual white person, your group of
Other than Bernard?
Yeah.
Rogaine King?
The test tube baby?
Let me get my plunge here. You know, I meant to mention to you about the Washington politician. Now, we also include vacation spots where you can find some of these people. Mating behavior vacation spots like Las Vegas. Oh, because prostitution is legal. Amsterdam. Because prostitution is legal. Inglewood, New Jersey. Because Darryl Strawberry lives there and he knows where to find the best prostitution. And cocaine.
And he mentions the I-Man in here. Did you know that, Chuck?
No, I didn't know.
In the Washington Politicians chapter.
All right. Oh, yeah. They ain't stupid.
No.
That's why they're sitting here.
What's going on?
They know what time it is.
They would have got on anyway, but I just...
Hey, we know which side of the white bread the butter's on.
Talking about Washington politicians, this species would sell their kids to a Chinese slave ring to get a guest shot on Imus in the morning. It's not far. Is there a smarter group? Is there like, did you go into stuff like the smartest?
Probably the computer geeks, but they're sexually inadequate.
Yeah.
So it kind of balances itself out, you know. And by the way, I see you. Who you pushing for president?
McCain.
McCain?
And Bradley.
Oh, okay. Because I'm a little sick of McCain. If I hear, I'm like Luke Skywalker with the Death Star, one more time.
No mas.
Yeah, did you see the debate at the Apollo? No, I was Bradley. No, I was at the concession stand working. Well, I mean,
they should. You know, we were talking to Maureen Dowd yesterday. She was right. They should have every debate
at the Apollo.
At the Apollo, because you know the crowd was into it, and of course, but I pointed out there were a lot of black people there who the first time they'd ever been to Harlem. But
I thought he was a little disrespectful when he said, black people can relate to me because I can hit 8 out of 10 free throws. What I want to know about Bradley, the big question to me, though, is, look, is it a boy or a girl you're carrying on your neck? Which is it? I don't know. You got more chin than Chinatown. Right.
They kissed more black ass than a Eddie Murphy entourage up there that night. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, they were a little patronizing. But anyway. All right, 25 till the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. What's the dumbest group? Is that like Rednecks or no?
Well, Rednecks would probably be right up there with the Georgia Peach.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the Georgia Peaches, and you know, they got big magnolia hair and flat asses, and basically living off Anne Rice novels. You know, Tammy Faye. Right.
What other interesting? We refer to them as just the whole group is a species, right?
Well, we broke them down into what we found to be the most interesting species.
Oh, okay.
Now, this isn't all white people.
Right.
So that way, white people can read the book and say, "Look, that's funny, but that ain't me."
Right.
All right. So we picked the 18 most interesting species.
Okay.
Right. All right.
Things like what white people should take credit for, what...
Oh, yeah, we made a list of things that white people should take credit for.
Oh, okay,
and things they do take credit for.
Right.
Well, they shouldn't be taking credit for.
Well, that would be the best list.
Well, yeah. Okay. You know, stuff like jazz.
Right.
Yeah. Cleopatra. You know, Little Richard.
Right.
You know, now stuff that you should take credit for is like, who's the guy that gives those donuts to Al Roker every morning? Who is that person? That's got to be a white person. Because he's expanding. You know, this year he's going to be in the parade.
Jokes about it. You have put on some weight. I mean, no, I mean, I know, realize most of it on the radio here, but you have gained some weight.
What's
up with that?
So.
What is up with that?
No, I haven't gained that much weight.
You gained 100 pounds.
No.
You can't even look down and see your penis, man. What are you kidding?
Oh, I know you're not talking.
Bernard's mother's so nasty, she went to a baker for a yeast infection.
Shut up.
And I know the only women he can pick up are old chicks. I know. I don't even want to talk about your mother. She's so old. I said, act your age, and she dropped dead.
She's so loose, she carries a mattress on her back.
So, back to now the...
And I know about your drinking problem, Bernard. You know, he sucks on Wild Irish Roast Lifesavers. But anyway.
the stuff white people should take credit for, more of that.
But sex doggy style.
Yeah.
What are the things that white people take credit for that they shouldn't take credit for?
Well, pretty much, Def Comedy Jam. That was one.
Casting Italian actors in Latin films.
Yeah.
I know, right? Armin Asante, he's in everything.
We exalted.
and no black friends on Friends. I don't know how that happens.
Let me just go through some of the contents here. The Hollywood executive.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, okay.
One of our favorites. Let me turn to him. No. I don't remember him off the top of my head. Oh, yeah. Well, see, we have a lot of experience, man, with, writing movies now and doing meetings, quote unquote. So we had to look out for the Hollywood executive as well. And some of the stuff I can't say on the air, what we wanted to say about them, but...
It involves moose.
Yeah.
I'll let your imagination run wild.
All right.
But,
we made fun of them. Well, actually, their mating behavior we talked about, which, by the way, if the Hollywood exec only occurs standing up because they don't want to mess up their hair. And the mandatory element of the mating ritual is that prior to sex, both parties must present an authentic certificate from the American Institute of Silicon and Penile Implants.
all right.
We know it might hurt our career, but the hell with it. We decided to go for it.
Monogram breast pump.
The Florida retiree.
Yeah, we had to, well, you can't leave old white people out of the out of the mix. And actually, we had the Florida retiree. Oh, and the
it would have been helpful if you both had prepared to come on the program this morning.
Well, look,
you act like you've never read the book.
Well, look, Imus, we were rolling for the first 10 minutes. What do you want?
Get a cab out here.
Let me do some commercials, and we'll regroup.
Right.
You couldn't get a cab out here.
Fortunately, Stefan and Monterey don't have to come to your house to do the book. You can buy the book. A Field Guide to White People, published by Three Rivers Press, Stefan Director Monterey, available at bookstores everywhere and online at BarnesandNoble.com and Amazon.com. And more with Stefan and Monterey coming up. It is 21 till the hour.
I smell smoke in the auditorium. Charlie Brown, he's a clown. That Charlie Brown, he's gonna get stoned. Just you wait and see.
Why is everybody always picking on me?
Imus in the morning.
All right, time for another healthcare highlight from the Hackensack University Medical Center. Metropolitan Area's preeminent hospital, and
Mr. I-Man.
You guys for the first few minutes are good, and but the last segment it was not good. You suck. You're fat and you suck. You're fat and you suck.
I think that's a little cold.
It's a new rap group, Fat and Suck.
And you're both ugly.
Rap group. But you're fat and you suck. A new rap group. Okay. And I'm old and wrinkled up. Not happening.
Let's go on the road.
You can be our backup.
What have you guys
band
been up to?
Well, we're doing a movie version now, I-Man, based on the Field Guide to White People.
Right.
Oh, you are?
That's
White
right.
people, right.
Which we're shooting as a mockumentary. Hope to have finished by the end of March.
Right.
It could be funny.
It will be funny.
It will?
It will be funny.
You have a studio and all that, or?
No, it's independent.
Oh, it is.
So,
That's why we walked here, because we had to finance the movie.
Here's the deal. One of my best friends, used to be my lawyer, runs New Line Cinema, Michael Lynn.
Is he listening?
I doubt that. I think he listens to Howard. He watches the Today Show, but
He watches the Today Show and listens to Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We can almost guarantee a New Line deal, can we, Chuck?
Sure.
He represents Chuck, too. So.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, let's talk to him.
Pucker up.
The movie's funny.
So you guys are actually doing this now?
Right, we are filming the movie.
Well, who's paying for it? You're paying for it.
We're paying for it.
It's about 3 anthropologists who come to New York to try to find the reasons why white people are going extinct. Like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, I see.
And everywhere they go, instead of doing their research, they get caught up in the lives of these crazy white people they meet. So it's a funny movie. So, Lynn, if you're listening, give us a... No, we'll call you. Let's do lunch.
They don't have any phones. Or Bernard's mother.
Oh, man. Just put out, I'm going to hide your squeegees.
Yeah, Bernard, well, at least my mother gets out of bed to go to work.
Bernard's
Unlike
mother,
you.
her breasts are 34 long.
That's cool, man. Come on, yo.
I could have been his father, but the dog beat me under the fence.
Oh, man. You know, I grew up in the projects, got beat up by brothers all my life. Do I need this now?
No.
Yes. Just picking up the energy.
13 till the hour. 13 till the hour here on the Imus Morning Program. Talking with Stefan Dweck and Monterey Ivy. Bernard said you do something for Chris Rock. What do you do? He does
his shoes.
Right. Yeah. Well, on his show, I do the warm-up and the announcing on his HBO show.
Oh.
And I've had the pleasure of working with him ever since his first solo HBO special.
One of the things I thought was amusing when he won all those awards is because he's always going on about white people. Always dissing white people. And then he got up and he introduced all these writers, and they were all white.
Those Jewish lawyers.
Yeah, a bunch of Jew lawyers and 10 white writers.
You can be angry, but don't be stupid.
Somebody's paying the bill.
What else?
That's why I'm here with you. You got good credit.
Here's the deal. The book is very funny. It's a very amusing stuff, and I had about, as I said at the beginning when we talked to him, it had the potential. It could be unfunny, but it's not. It's very funny stuff. I mean, some of it obviously you can't talk about on the radio or television, but
we're taking a satirical stab at race, and we want everybody to be able to enjoy the book.
Yeah.
Exactly. And don't make prejudgments. Go out there and buy the book. Please.
One of the more funny chapters, the Washington politician, the trailer trash, the Georgia peach, the Inn New Yorker. Tell me a little about the Inn New Yorker. What's that all about?
Oh, man, I like the trailer trash better.
Oh, okay, the trailer trash, all right.
No, because, everybody picks on trailer trash, so we decided to look at their mating behavior.
Right.
With export, but that's me. Which Bernard would know something about.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but if your left hand find out you've been cheating, you're in trouble.
Mary and her 5 sisters, right?
Anyway, Monterey Ivy and Stefan Dweck, the book's called The Field Guide to White People.
Can I mention one more thing, I mean? Because we're doing a book signing tonight.
Oh, you are?
Yes, we're doing a book signing at Mad 28 Restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant on Madison Avenue between 27th and 28th Street.
Okay.
79 Madison Avenue, for those that need an exact address. We'll be there from 6 to 9, signing our book, and then we got a little networking party going on afterwards. And just real quick, I got to say thank you to Networks, 2000 Netlinks and ProLinks. No, because they're helping us throw the event tonight, so I had to give them a little
3 hours is a long time for a book signing. If nobody's, we got to hope some people show up at this.
Oh, no, they'll show up.
Bring your own 40 ounces.
But no. They'll be there. And also, good morning to Yvette Harris for helping us out. Aisha Pandey, our editor. And, of course, the people at Crown who paid us so little money to make the book. But
And Pookie upstate.
And hey, Tim Roskin and Pete Bonnetel. So, hey.
What is it, the Oscars for crying out loud?
You want to thank John?
The thing just came out.
Unbelievable.
Hey.
Sell a couple of copies before you start.
Here's the thing.
The key is knowing how to kiss up, Bernard. Oh, you know that already.
Bernard joined the Army because he heard it was a Fort Dix.
Oh, man. It is a funny book. A field guide, the field guide to white people. They're also doing a movie, which we've already moved. I'm not authorized to actually make deals for New Line Cinema, but pretty close. So.
Yeah.
The field guide to white people. Actually, not close at all, are we?
No, not even.
If we call Mike Lenny, he'll hang up on us.
Good Lord. No, he'll take your call. You're the most influential guy in radio.
The field guide to white people. Stefan Dweck and Monterey Ivy from Three Rivers Press, imprint of Random House, available at bookstores everywhere, and you're signing copies of it tonight at 79 Madison Avenue. What's the name of the place?
It's Mad 28. It's the name of the restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant.
Quite appropriate.
Quite appropriate. And maybe Bernard will slide through there because he'll do anything for a free meal, so I'm sure he might slide through.
Well, thanks, both of you. Also, by the way, thanks for, on short notice, they helping Bernard out with the
Cumberland.
Brian Cumberland.
Yeah. Taxi deal.
It was very nice. And the taxi deal.
Yeah. Well, thanks to you, man, for a week, black people were catching cabs all over town.
Stefan Dweck and Monterey Ivy, thanks both of you.
Thanks a lot.
8 minutes now till the hour.
Help, I'm wild and I can't get down. two left feet planted on the ground. I need some help if I do the town. Help, I'm wild and I can't get down. Imus in the morning.
Yo, come down and do this thing with the spinning for all out.
Tune into Wheel of Fortune's College Week from New Orleans.
Mike in the car phone.
Mike, how are you? Do you think now with Grow coming in, is that enough for your business partner, Mike, to start calling the Jets they again like they were before Parcells was there?
Let's put it this way. The pressure will be off Mike now if Grow's the head coach. How's that? Is that fair to say?
But what's the matter with that?
What's the matter with that? How about defending your partner?
You're a nutball. I mean, come on. Take it easy.
You're a backstabbing weasel.
Oh, I'm not. You pipe down, you bald-headed fat.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Mike's best buddy is the head coach of the Jets. If the coach screws up, does that put Mike in a tough spot, yes or no?
No, it doesn't, because he can divorce himself of that because Mike is a professional broadcaster.
You know what a tough spot would be is being in a foxhole with you.
That's a tough spot. A grenade comes in, and what are you doing? You're out of the foxhole, even poor Mike there to get blown up.
Bob, what's new?
Last night, Keith Hernandez chatting with us about Darryl and first base and the transition from third to first for Todd Zeal. Fast Eddie Scazzeri across the way, along with Rump and Ray Martell, sitting in for Dominic Dove Kramer. The Bagel Baron, Rich Ackerman, and his updates and his A&M Bagels and his Bialys and the Schmear and the whole thing. And as always, you the fans. So next time, Sweater and the Schmoozer, Salzburg and Summer saying bye-bye, so long, and we'll have a good one.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
We were wondering what happened to Dennis from Boston the other day.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dennis.
Hey,
Where have you been?
I've been around. I quit smoking.
Good.
And I started again.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
not too bad.
I got up one morning, I looked in the mirror, and I said to myself,
Dennis.
Dennis, you're no quitter. I went out and bought a pack of lunch.
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Tiger Woods pulling out a miracle yesterday at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am National. Gogol had a chance to force a playoff on the 18th, but missed that putt and another to fall into a tie for second place with Vijay Singh.
You know, I'm not the first golf professional that struggled coming home at Pebble Beach.
No, you certainly are not, Matt.
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
An Infinity Broadcasting Station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. At 1 o'clock, this is Rich Ackerman. Still no word from the Commissioner's office on Darryl Strawberry's status. The Commissioner's office is expecting to hand down some...
Santana goes whammy. The Dixie Chicks more insufferable than Sammy. And Christina Aguilera makes me clammy on a special Grammy edition of Access Imus. Hey, everybody, I'm Pat O'Brien. Nancy O'Dell's out getting her tubes tied. Well, Carlos Santana was pretty smooth at the 42nd Annual Grammy Awards, walking away with 8 statues, tying the record set by Michael Jackson. Although, technically, Santana really won 9 awards, as the nod for Song of the Year only goes to the composers. But it was still the big single off his album, Supernatural. So I took it upon myself to go to Neverland and ask the competitive, kid-touching gloved one how he liked them apples.
Him and that stupid pork pie hat of his. Tito's more talented than that mariachi hairbag. Bubbles, get me a tissue.
Michael also told me that on his next album, he'll be doing a cover of the Oak Ridge Boys hit, Thank God for Kids. Speaking of country supergroups, the Dixie Chicks won 2 trophies for their album, Fly. Then later, when asked about one of their biggest supporters, radio's legendary I-Man, the trio displayed sycophantic insincerity, the likes of which hasn't been seen since Sammy Davis Jr. died. I contacted the Candyman by way of psychic medium, and he was, well, almost as insufferable as me.
Who can make the sun rise? The I-Man can. Scooch me, Chico. I never met this Imus cat either, but speaking personally here, this is one jazzy Jew who would gladly get on his knees and make like a Hoover on the I-Man if it meant his records would get played again. You can't blame the...
What happened? There's
just can't take any more of that. I don't know how that got by me. How did that get on the air? And then Lou's sitting there with his finger in his nose. God, pay attention. Please welcome now Joseph Abboud, the fashion designer.
Good morning, guys. McCain, I love McCain.
Would you describe yourself as a log cabin Republican?
I don't get into the tradition
Would
of that.
you say yes or no, you're a log cabin Republican? Yes, you're a log cabin Republican.
That's what I
Thank you very much. The log cabin Republicans are a group of Republicans who are gay.
You know, I always know.
On tape.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Joe Frazier's daughter, Jackie Frazier, now wants to fight one of Muhammad Ali's daughters, 21-year-old Layla Ali. After yesterday's fight in which she won, Jackie made this challenge.
I want to kick your butt, Layla Ali. All right? I'm challenging you, and I want the answer. Don't make me come and get you.
Don't make me come and get you. Don't make me come over there.
I will find your ass. I will hunt your ass down, girlfriend.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Let's face it.
Our traffic lady trying to promote some other printing jive.
Oh, no.
No. You want something printed, you call Tanner Graphics. That's who you got. They get it done quick and right. You know, one of the great printing concerns in the country, they do all the stuff for everybody from the New York Stock Exchange to the Imus Ranch.
They are great.
No. That's who we're going to be loyal to. God almighty. And run by David Juris, who's also the co-chair of the Tomorrow's Children's Fund.
That's right.
No, not anything. But don't. Those things are banned from this program. We're not going to have that.
I got to take this tie off. It's bothering me.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, they don't need that.
We need to come up with a hook for Warner.
No.
Warner's gotten so out of line. He's got this hit book now. It's a rave review and Kirkus reviews.
Absolutely.
And the book's already selling. It's not even been officially published yet. Let's go to the videotape from Warner Books. Warner's new book. And it's 304 pages of a really interesting and amusing and fascinating take on sports. Warner, one of the more unique sportscasters in the country. Half the people doing sports in the country have copied Warner.
Yep.
And it's just a fun book. It's a great gift. And well, what's happened? It's gone to Warner's head. Yeah. Now he's gotten ugly with us. So we have to rein him in here.
Yes, absolutely.
Warner and Patrick, both of them out of line.
And Patrick's gone nuts.
Mm-hmm. So, no, I'm very, very concerned.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports with Warner Wolf. Welcome, Warner. Nice to see you. Good to have you. Very kind of you to stop by. A pleasure.
Yes.
Thanks again.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming by.
That'll be fine, David. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. Hooray for Phillies right-hander Curt Schilling. Says Schilling, he and many other Major League players are disgusted that the Players Union appealed the suspension of John Rocker. Says Schilling, I'm amazed that my union even thought about appealing it and obviously didn't think about the fans' reaction. Now, there's a stand-up guy.
I agree.
That's a great
Absolutely.
Point. All right. More bad news for the Braves. Newly acquired first baseman Wally Joyner broke his foot yesterday. Could be out a month and a half. Idiot. Foul ball off his foot, that was it. NBA, the lowly L.A. Clippers lost their 19th straight on the road.
Oh, get out.
Losing to the Wolves by 25.
Dopes.
Here's the Clippers' Derek Anderson on his L.A. teammates who are playing 196 ball.
This is like a foreign language to me. I've never seen people not understand how to play because I've been taught to play the game, not just go score. And they don't understand how to play basketball. Basketball since 1900. And if you don't understand it by year 2000, you never will.
How? Here's a question you have to ask yourself. How did these people get in the NBA with any team? Any team.
That's a very good point, I-Man.
Loser, 7 straight years.
I mean, that's outrageous.
Yeah.
Expansive.
Well, no, but there's got to be enough good basketball players around. I mean, in my neighborhood, in Manhattan, you walk 4 blocks, there's good basketball players. In fact, there's great basketball players. What is that all about? Go to Riverside Park. I mean, come on.
They're all on parole.
But that's not even where the great ones play in the city.
No.
But they're still good. No, man, that's insane. I want you to look into this.
Poor management, poor draft picks. Horrible.
Fuck that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a horrible franchise. Get them out.
Man.
No nobody goes to the game.
Nobody. All right, what else?
Well, Michael Jordan's really turned the Wiz around.
Well,
Washington losing to the Suns last night. They're now 4-12 since Jordan took over.
well, let's not blame it on him. I mean, you cat's not going to turn it around in 16 games. Give the guy a break.
Come on,
here.
man. See some results.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see something here.
Give him a chance.
Give the guy a chance, absolutely.
You give him a chance.
Give him a break.
One of the more decent human beings on the planet, and you're here woofing on him.
That's right.
You need to woof on people like Gerald Strawberry.
Yeah, but we need to see something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
come on.
I know we need to. I understand
Something.
that. But
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Jordan.
how these people get these jobs?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Jordan.
Of course, with all the people who want to be in radio, and look who we have here at this radio station. I mean, it's outrageous. Yeah. That's a good point. There you go, really. You got the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. They graduating of 200 people a week over there.
Yep.
And we're stuck with these losers we have here.
We got a bunch of Teamsters on the air over there.
That's exactly the situation. All right, we're out of time. Warner, thanks.
What in the world are you